Hey y'all, it's your girl Jamaican Ari period, and I'm back with another video.
Dip off on a race, you come to the crib and get stopped at the gate. I'm getting this cake, I'm not the same nigga from Michigan State. I'm getting this cake, I'm richer and wiser, a lot is at stake.
Day 2 of Vlogmas period. So for today's video, I kind of came up with this idea the other day to just do a gossip TED Talk, a gossip video, Kind of like the same thing like No Nuance November on TikTok, but longer, And we're really going to be getting into the tea. So I have a couple of things I was going to talk to you about, share my opinion, and... share my opinion. And that was like a hiccup with a mixture of a burp, kind of. It was weird. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into like all the tea, that's been going on around on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and all these different places. And I'm gonna tell y'all what I think it is and what I think it ain't. I'm gonna tell y'all what's good, what's wrong, what's stupid, what's dumb, all that, right? And y'all could go ahead and leave y'all opinions down in the comment section too about anything that I talk about. And if y'all do like the video, then y'all can go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know if y'all want a part 2 of me talking about different things, because these influencers and these celebs always doing some dumb shit, so there's gonna be more stuff for me to talk about always. So if y'all do get to the end of this video and y'all decide that y'all like it and y'all want me to do another one, like a little part 2 or whatever, let me know down below. And like I said before, let me know y'all opinions on what I'm talking about. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm wrong? Or do you agree with one thing that I said but not the other part? Like, let me know how y'all feeling, period. So yeah, so the first topic, to be honest, I didn't even write this down, so I'm just like airballing everything right now, freestyling everything right now, because even though I came up with this idea like 2 days ago, I didn't write down a list of topics to talk about, so I'm gonna just go off the top of my head, to be honest. And if you think I missed anything in the comment section, let me know, and that could probably go in another video. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So first thing I want to talk about is this whole Dear and Ken situation. You already know I was coming with it. I know y'all seen a lot of videos on it, but this video isn't even about that only. Like I said, like we're gonna be getting into a lot of different stuff. So first thing on Dear and Ken video, not video, but like the situation that happened, right? Like, do I think Dear should break up with him? Do I think Dear should stay with him but break off the engagement? Do I think she should leave his ass alone altogether, move out, all that good stuff? I've been seeing a lot of people saying, oh, well, I don't think they should break up. They should just cool it on the little engagement thing. Or a lot of people have been saying they should stay together, but they need to sit down and have a little talk with each other, yada, yada, yada. People make mistakes, da, da, da. My opinion, fuck with that shit. That's my opinion. Dear should definitely leave his ass. And, I've been watching their videos for years. They've been on YouTube for 6 years now. They're the couple of YouTube. They are a brand. Everybody knows Dear and Ken. You don't have to be a YouTube person to know who Dear and Ken is. The same way how you don't have to be a TikTok person to know who Charlie is. Same thing. Like, it don't matter if you're a TikTok person or not. Everybody knows about Dear and Ken. They are the couple of YouTube. They are the black traveling couple of the world. They're the number 1 traveling couple in the world. They're the best black couple in the world, and they're the YouTube couple. And Dear is just like the best person. In my opinion, Dear is the best model Fashion Nova will ever have, and Fenty and Savage Fenty will ever have, period, point blank. Can't nobody do it better than Dear. That's period, point blank, honey. Also, I feel like Dear and Ken are the kings and queens of Vlogmas. And I'm super, 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 super sad that they're not going to be doing it this year. Because, like, for all these years that they've been doing Vlogmas, it's their signature thing. And it's like that and their traveling videos. And it's like, my Christmas isn't complete if I'm not watching Vlogmas. Period. And in December you be having midterms, but trust me, I'll be keeping up with them videos, bro. For real. Even if I miss it a day and I gotta watch 2 in one day, whatever, but I'll be keeping up with them for real. Like, that's a real big part of my Christmas, no cap, is watching day Vlogmas, And I love Dear and Ken. I love their whole, relationship and everything, and how they are, and like Dearest cats and stuff like that. And it's like, even though I've been watching them for years and I grew up and I matured watching them together as a couple, um I'm at the same time, you only know what they show to you on social media. And Dear and Ken are known for being a private couple. Everybody knows who they are, but nobody's in depth of what goes on in their relationship. They're known for keeping their relationship private, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing that they have mastered. And I feel like that's a very difficult thing to do when you're so popular on social media, especially when you've been doing it for such a long time. Like, it's really, really hard to do that. But they managed to do it, which I think is great, right? But how I feel about what Ken did, I feel like that was very disrespectful. I feel like the personality that Ken has portrayed to the world on social media over the course of years as he has grown and matured, you would never expect that from him. But then at the same time, you don't know him personally. You know, who knows? He could have been a player back in high school, or he could have been a player before they got together and settled down for her, but now he slipped up. You never know, right? But how I feel, bro, I don't think Dear should stay with him, and I don't think they should get married. I think she should just completely cut him out of her life. Now, I'm not saying she has to do it just because I said so. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if I was in her position, that's what I would have done. Reason being is there's a difference between being in a little 1 year, 2 year relationship, and then there's a difference between being in a relationship for 6 years with somebody and you're about to marry them. If it wasn't for COVID, they probably would have already gotten married low key, right? So it's just like, you got down on one knee and you proposed to this woman because you see a future with her. You want her to be your wife. You want her to be the mother of your kids. You want to start a family with this woman, and you want this woman to be your family as well, right? Like, you see yourself growing old with this person, and the love that you have for her is unconditional, but you out here in public in a parking lot touching on other bitch's ass. How that work? Explain that one to me. I don't get it. And it's like, bro, cheating is wrong in all situations and all circumstances, but it's like, if he was doing sneaky links and she found some text messages in his phone, it would have been different. Like, it still would have been bad, but the reason why it would have been different is because it's like, have some decency, have some principle. If you go and cheat on her, at least do it in private. You out here doing it in public, in a parking lot where everybody can see you. If you saw the video that was posted of him cheating, you'll see that there's this guy and this girl standing like 3 or 4 feet behind him, and they're looking at him like this, and he turned around and looked at them and give them a little smile, and then he turned back and he says a couple of words to the girl, and then that's when he touched her ass. So if you look at the video closely, you'll see that he looked around, saw that people were looking at him, and then touched ass. Mind you, he didn't have a mask on his face, and his core was in the background, so you can see his old license plate. So he can't play it off and say, oh, that wasn't me. You didn't even have a mask on. You didn't even have a mask on. You're not even taking COVID seriously. You out here walking up and down, chatting to people, and you don't have a mask on. And in the little post that he made on his story, he's saying how nothing happened between him and that girl before that day and that he had just met her. Why would you be talking to somebody without a mask on out in the open that you just met 5 minutes ago? You don't know her. You don't know where she's been. She could have COVID and not be showing symptoms, and she could have just given it to you and you don't know. Like, that's so stupid to me. The next thing you know, you're bringing home to De'Ara. And De'Ara has a little niece that she always be around. Like, use your brain. That's the first thing that had pissed me off about the video. And like, in the video, bro, it's just like, this girl is videoing him from her car that is parked far away. Everybody in that parking lot can see you, bro. Like, if you gonna do some flaw shit, at least have the decency to do it in private. You out here doing it in public, acting like your whole city don't know who you is. You got famous and you got clout off of you being with her, and you're still with her. Like, everybody knows you for your relationship, but you're out here cheating in a public parking lot where everybody can see you, bro. That's so disrespectful, and it's also extremely stupid. Like, how dumb can you be? And that's showing the level of disrespect. Because, yeah, like, you know, sometimes as human beings, it's normal for us to not think before we do things. But it's like, you don't have to think to know not to touch a girl's ass that you just met 5 minutes ago when you're in a relationship. Like, you acting like De'Ara got a long back. Have you seen all that ass that she got? Keeps on getting bigger and bigger every year. You acting like you don't got ass at home to be touching all up on. Like, the disrespect, bro. Like, so you ruined your 6-year relationship, or you lost the love of your life, trust, for what? Just to touch a girl ass for 2 seconds? For 2 seconds? Posted on his story talking about some, oh, I got caught up and I admit I was wrong. You didn't get caught up. You knew what you were doing and you should have known that you shouldn't have been touching all up on her ass. Simple as that. And also, that rubbed me the wrong way, because it's like, you couldn't hear their conversation in the video, so you don't know. So I can't tell if the vibe was there or not. Like, if she wanted him to, I don't know if the vibe was there or not. But if it wasn't, like, even if it was, why would you feel comfortable touching a girl's ass who you just met 5 minutes ago? You don't know this girl, but you're touching all up on her ass. Like, that's weird to me. You just met this girl 5 minutes ago. So even if she's acting like the vibe is there, you can't even be sure for real, because you just met this girl 5 minutes ago. You over here touching all up on her ass. Like, that's nasty. That's nasty. You don't know where this girl's been. That's nasty. Like, you don't even know, like, that's just weird to me. Like, how disrespectful can you be? And, like, it's really hurtful to De'Ara, because it's like, it's like I said to you before, it's not like he was cheating and she found out on her own and she had time to deal with the situation and process it. She found out through social media. People found out that she was getting cheated on before she did. Millions of people knew. People had to go to her Instagram and other platforms and send her the video to let her know that her man, her fiance, her soon-to-be husband of, boyfriend of 6 years, was out here touching on other bitches' ass. She didn't find out on her own. Millions of people knew before she did and sent it to her. Do you know how embarrassing and disrespectful it is to find out in that kind of way? Like, that is the highest level of disrespect. You could have ran over her cat and it would have been less disrespectful and less hurtful. Like, the level of disrespect that Ken did was sad. Like, how dumb can you be? Y'all just posted a video a week before him cheating, of them buying a new car. They're supposed to be building a house together. As DK4L fans, we over here waiting on the next vacation. We're over here counting down the days on our calendar till Vlogmas. And you cheating, my guy? That's some weird shit to me. That's some weird shit. I hope De'Ara don't take him back, and I hope she take back all the shit she bought him over the past 6 years. He sure as hell not gonna have nothing in his name. That's all I know. Like, that's just beyond disrespectful. Beyond disrespectful. But De'Ara hasn't addressed it as yet, as far as I know. And she's been being a baddie, period. Doing what she got to do, making that money, making that dough. And she hasn't acknowledged anything about it. But this is the second time that he was accused of cheating. The first time it was seen as like the girl was lying. Now I'm starting to think that he faked the text messages himself to make De'Ara think that the girl was lying. Or De'Ara forgave him, gave him a second chance, and made up a story and posted that video. Those are the two theories that I have on that. The little cheating scandal that happened 2 years ago. Now I'm starting to think that could have been true. You never know. But yeah, that relationship is canceled. That's a wrap. And even if she does take him back, I don't think I want to watch any of their couple videos, cuz I'm not going to trust him. Cuz if you propose to a woman and she's your fiance and you out in the street touching other bitch's ass, imagine what he's going to be doing when y'all get married. If he can cheat on you, if he can do some disloyal shit after he proposed to you, he's definitely going to cheat when y'all are married. Honestly. So I don't even think going through with that marriage is worth it. I don't even think keeping the relationship is worth it. Because if you can throw away a whole 6-year relationship just to grab a girl's ass for 2 seconds, then you really didn't love her and you really didn't care about her. That's just my opinion. Period. Anyways, on to the next topic. Let's talk about this whole Trisha Paytas and James Charles war on TikTok over Charlie. Right? Now, what I have to say about that is, first of all, what the fuck? I'm kind of on James Charles' side for this one. I feel like TikTok and all other social media platforms, you're allowed to call people out on their mistakes and on their wrongs and correct them. And also, you're allowed to give your opinion on things, right? But at the same time, there's a difference between correcting somebody and just blatantly making fun of them and disrespecting them, right? And there's a difference between calling somebody out and bullying somebody. I feel like what Trisha has been doing to Charlie and Dixie, she isn't just calling them out on their wrong, she's bullying them, right? And it's like, yeah, people have been making videos about her and she's been responding to them. But at some point in time, in most situations in life, you have to be the bigger person. And they're half your age. You're the grown up, you're the adult. And a lot of the people on TikTok who are coming for you are the same age as them. You're 32 years old. You're a grown ass woman. You need to be the bigger person and stop responding to these videos. I'm not telling you to be a coward and run away, but cut it out. Because you can't just keep on going back and forth like this. Like, you're grown. Like, don't you have things to do? Like, regardless of whether you're getting paid for it or not, being 32 years old, I could not picture myself spending precious time out of my day going back and forth arguing, right? No day is promised, right? You can die at any moment. And you really want to take time out of your day to make 1-minute videos of you bullying a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old, or you responding to people who are defending them. Like, if you feel like they were being disrespectful and they weren't using good table manners, which they weren't, it's fine for you to address it, but don't keep on going on. Like, the first video she made about it was, okay, yeah, I see your point. Now at this point, she just dragging it. And then she's trying to drag James Charles for defending Charlie and trying to flip the script and make it seem like he's the bad person when he's not. It's like, instead of going back and forth with James Charles and starting up a war with him, how about you grow up, act your age, and admit the fact that you were wrong, apologize, and go about your day and continue on with your life, instead of you trying to flip the script and turn everything around on him. And then now she did this thing where she went on his Twitter and tried to bring up his past and stuff like that, about him saying like whatever, I think like some racist things or whatever. Now, I don't know what you thought you was doing with that, and I don't know if you thought he was going to be canceled, but he's not. Let me tell you why. Now, a lot of people think that when you say something racist against black people or other minority groups, that we're going to hate you forever. No. Growth is a thing, and growth is something that is very important. The mindset that you have when you're 16 years old isn't going to be the same mindset that you have when you're 21. So just because he was like that 4 or 5 years ago doesn't mean he's going to be like that now. Right? Growth is important. I live in a predominantly white community in the part of Florida where I live. And I've had people at my school tell me, hey, like, I used to say the N-word all the time back in middle school. I didn't know it was offensive, but I used to hear my black friends say it and I thought that it was slang. So I said it too, until I grew up, I got to high school, I got older, I educated myself, and I realized that it was not an okay word for me to say, for me to be saying, so I stopped saying it. At that point, I'm not gonna hate you for something you did in 7th and 8th grade when you're a senior now about to graduate. You know, growth exists. Growth is important, right? Even me, like, I was raised in a very religious Christian household with my grandmother. I was taught that a lot of things were wrong. For example, like, you know, a man should not lie the same way as he lie with a woman, yada, yada, yada. I was taught that, homosexuality, I was taught that, that, you know, a man and a man and a girl, you know, whatever, all that stuff is wrong. Changing your gender is wrong. Now, does that mean I still think that way? No, I'm bi. I'm a part of the community now. And even before I was a part of the community, I was supporting the community, because when I got to 12, when I was 12 years old, I started to think to myself, what's so different between me and somebody who's gay? Because I started to realize that being gay is not all there is to a person. Your sexuality does not make you everything that you are, and your sexuality is not a personality trait. So I started to realize that there's more to a person than what they're attracted to and who they're attracted to. So I started to realize that a gay person is still a person. A transgender person is still a person. A transgender woman is still a woman. Even though I was taught something different. You know, I grew up, I started to educate myself, and my mindset changed. So even though I was raised a certain way to not accept it, I started to accept it before I realized in myself that I was a part of that community. Same thing goes for James Charles. He can change. So you're over here trying to flip the script for what? Because you're trying to use somebody else's wrong to deflect from your wrong. That's what she's doing. She's trying to bring up his past to deflect from her present current wrong. Right? And yeah, and then now people were mad at Dixie for she made a video. So she posted a sound of Trisha saying the N-word. As we all know, she said the N-word in her past, and she was canceled for it, and then kind of climbed her way back up to her, back up to the top. You know, typical white privilege. They get canceled and then they come back because of the 12-year-olds the 12-year-old white kids in their comments on TikTok are always saying, "Oh, we forgive you. We forgive you." How are you gonna forgive? How are you gonna be white? You're white and you're forgiving a white person for saying something racist against black people. You're not black. You're not the one who's being offended. You cannot speak for us because you are not us. So don't tell her you forgive her. You are not the person to be giving her forgiveness because you are not the person who she wronged. Right? So these little white people, they get canceled and come back every other week. It's so annoying. I can't even keep up. But yeah, Dixie was dancing to an audio of Trisha saying the N-word, and people were saying how disrespectful and yada yada yada. Now, how I feel about that, I don't think it was directly necessarily racist, because she wasn't agreeing with what she said. She was dancing to the video because she was bringing attention to Trisha calling her out. So basically, what Dixie did was she was trying to be petty. So you're calling me out you're calling me out for making a disgusted face and not wanting to eat a snail. Meanwhile, you over here saying the N-word, offending a whole group of people. Which one is worse? Don't call me. So basically what Dixie was trying to do, she was saying, don't call me out and drag me trying to play God when you're not perfect either. So I don't think what she did was racist, because if she was agreeing with her and saying that, yes, it's okay for Trisha, a white woman, to say the N-word, then yes, it would be racist. But since that's not what she was doing, she wasn't agreeing with her, I wouldn't say it's racist. I would say it's disrespectful because you're trying to be petty, but you took it a little bit too far. So it was rude in a way, but it wasn't necessarily racist. I don't think people should be dragging her for that, you know? Yeah. And that's how I feel about that whole thing. I feel like James Charles did a good job in defending Charlie and defending Dixie, and he really, really popped off, period. And yeah, and like if you look at the way how James Charles handled the situation with Trisha versus how he's handled every other situation that he's been in, you can see the growth and the maturity in James. He's really, really grown up and matured, because normally that's not how he would do with a situation. It's not. He would have dragged her, and he did drag her, but he did it in a grown up, respectful manner. He did it in a classy way. which just made it even worse on her part. But she needed to shut the fuck up and sit down somewhere. Don't you have some vitamins to take to keep your hair from falling out? Go take some hair loss vitamins, sis. Why you out here worried about a 16-year-old not liking a snail? Like, and you over here complaining about how they're treating the chef. I'm pretty sure if he had a problem with the way how they were treating them, he would have quit. When you work for the D'Amelio family, whether they fire you or whether you quit, you can get any other job that you want. It's the D'Amelio family. You serve food to the most popular family on TikTok. That girl has 100 million followers. So I'm pretty sure if he didn't like the treatment that he was getting from them, he could have quit and he could have gotten a job anywhere else he wanted to, because he would have the D'Amelio family on his resume. So obviously, he doesn't have a problem with it. And even if he did, he's a grown man. Let him speak for himself. Why are you getting in between him? Now, there's a saying, not every opinion should come out of your mouth. Keep your opinions to yourself, is what I'm trying to say. Just because you can share your opinion doesn't mean you have to. Just because you can share your opinion doesn't mean you should do it 24/7. Like Trisha, nobody asked. Nobody asked. Be quiet. Lock your lips. Shh. Shut it up. Shut it down. Shut it up. Period. So that's what I have to say about that. Like, yeah. But I do not agree with the death threats that she was getting. I don't think she deserves the death threats. I will never wish that on anybody. Death threats is never something I would want to wish on my worst enemy. Even though I've never gotten death threats for anything because I'm not a popular person. But still, I would, as a person who has struggled with their mental health, I would never wish death threats on anybody. So I do not think Trisha should be getting death threats. And if you're one of the people who are sending her death threats because you're a diehard Charlie fan or a Dixie fan, suck my dick. Period. But yeah. And also Charlie shouldn't be getting death threats either. How are you gonna send death threats to a 16-year-old girl because she didn't like eating a snail? And I'm gonna be honest, I would have done the exact same thing. And me, I am not popular. I'm not an influencer. If I went out to a restaurant and I did the exact same thing that Charlie did, I wouldn't be getting hate for it. Nobody in that restaurant will call me out. But people are only calling her out because she's popular and they want her to set an example. You cannot expect a 16-year-old girl to set an example. She's a child. She's still maturing. She's still growing up. I'm only a year older than her. I'm still a child. I'm still maturing. I'm still growing up. You can't expect a 16-year-old girl to set an example. And even if you do expect her to set an example, understand that people make mistakes all the time, especially when they're teenagers and they're growing up. Teenagers make mistakes all the time. And even if she's supposed to be a role model, and even if she's supposed to set an example, setting an example and raising somebody's kid aren't the same thing. Just because you expect me to set an example doesn't mean I'm supposed to be raising your kid. No, that's not how that works. A 13-year-old isn't going to see what she did and do the exact same thing if their parents raised them correctly. If your parents raise you to be respectful at the dining room table, you're not going to change everything about how you eat at the dining room table just because of something that Charlie did in one video. Be realistic. It was not that big of a deal. Y'all dragged it way too far. And now that we're on this TikTok topic, I'm gonna move on to Zoe Laverne. With this whole child grooming thing of that 13-year-old boy, I'm not surprised. First of all, I want to say this. Y'all should have been canceled Zoe Laverne back when she said the N-word. She and Lil Huddy. She said the N-word, and us black people and other minority groups, we tried to cancel her, but y'all white people would not stop supporting her. So she was able to build back up her fan base with y'all. Y'all uneducated 13-year-olds who won't stop watching her videos. First, she said the N-word, and y'all didn't cancel her for that. Now, she's grooming a child, and y'all are still having a hard time canceling her, right? The people who are defending Zoe Laverne and justifying what she did are the same people who are dragging Charlie and sending her death threats. Get your priorities straight. You dragging a 16-year-old girl for eating snails and vomiting, but you won't drag a 19-year-old for grooming a 13-year-old? Make sense. Don't get it twisted. No. What's going on here? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like who raised you? In the video, she was saying how that video was never supposed to come out. It was never supposed to be a video in the first place. She was talking about like, it wasn't even anything like that. We were friends and we caught feelings for each other. First of all, you should not be catching feelings for anybody who you know is underage. If he was if he was lying to you about his age, then it would have been a different story, but he's not. You were aware that he was 13 years old, and you are aware that you are 19 years old. So you can't say, oh, we were friends and we caught feelings for each other. It happens. No, it doesn't happen. Also, first thing is that saying that you guys were friends and you guys caught feelings for each other and it happened, that excuse is stupid, number one. Number two, that excuse is also weird. The reason why it's weird is because why are you buddy and friends with somebody who's 13? He could be your brother. He could be your baby brother. Why are you best friends with a 13-year-old when you're 19? You graduated college, supposed to be on maybe your first or second year. You graduated high school, I meant to say, and should be on your first or second year of college. And at 13, he's like in what, 7th grade, 8th grade? You should not even be friends with him like that. Like, yeah, y'all can make videos together or whatever, but y'all should not be buddy like that. Like, that's weird. You could be his babysitter. That's weird. So when you say that, oh, we're friends and it happens, that's not a valid excuse because y'all shouldn't be friends in the first place. You should not be best friends with a 13-year-old when you're 19. That's weird. Also, he did not know better as a 13-year-old because now you're making him think that it's okay for him to date girls that are over the age of 18, which is not. You're also making him think that it's okay for him to have romantic feelings for girls that are over the age of 18 or 18, and it's not. No. He shouldn't even have feelings for anybody who's 13. He shouldn't even be having feelings for anybody who's 17 or 16. As a 13-year-old boy, you should not be having feelings for anybody over the age of 14. Period, point blank. Like, that's some weird shit. Like, she's done too many things for y'all to not take away her platform. Please take it away. I'm done with the bullshit. You're a pedophile, you're a child groomer, and you're disgusting. As I said before, I don't think anybody deserves death threats, but she's definitely disgusting. You don't accidentally catch feelings for a 13-year-old. And you're not just buddy and friends with somebody who's 13. That's weird. What else should I talk to y'all about? But yeah, I can't really think of anything else right now. But that's that. Let me know what y'all want me to cover in another video, anything else. Yeah, like that's just how I feel about all these different situations, to be honest. And so I can't think of anything else right now to talk about. That's really it. Let me know down below y'all opinions on what I was talking about. Let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree, and I'll get back to y'all in the comment section and everything. If you say till the end of this video, go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and like and comment. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and drop a comment on what you thought about this video and how I talked about it and all those different kinds of things. So this is Vlogmas Day 2. And I will see y'all in the next video tomorrow. Purr.